Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about Emmet. Emmet is a package you can install. Do it on Atom's easy. If you have another text editor, I'm sure you can find out on your own. Here you go to settings, install. I'm sorry. Is it? Yes, it is. It is installed. Okay, it's Emmet. See, I've already installed it. If you want to install it, you just simply press install. Take a few moments, and you have Emmet. Easy as that. So here, I searched for Emmet cheat sheet. This basically tells you all the little code that you would want. When I looked up videos on how to do this myself earlier in the year, I felt discouraged because people would just go on and on about how easy it was and never really go into the minutiae of things. So that's what I would like to do today. The core of understanding Emmet really comes down to these three symbols: child, sibling, and climb up. So child is, as you would assume, just indicates that the next element is the child of the former. So UL, or unordered list, is the child of nav. LI, or list, is the child of UL. As you can see here, you always use this symbol. It will never be the other way around. Normally, if you type from left to right, I guess, which I suppose you don't have a choice, or do you? Well, anyway, so here is sibling. Sibling is basically someone who is at par of I guess power. As you, it's hard for me to explain, but child, of course, is within the realm of nav, but here they're outside of each other. So that's how you would that's why you would put this symbol on an Emmet code. It's here, see that they're outside. Climb up is not named very well. It should, when you look at this symbol, don't think of climb up. It's more like out, climb out. I simply call it out. So here you can see the sibling. See that how they're outside of each other. And this one is child of paragraphs, child of this div. And this block quote is the and this M here is the sibling of span, which is inside of paragraph. So span and M is the child of paragraph, and span is the sibling of M. Here, if you were to put another plus, this one would also be inside of paragraph. It would be a child of paragraph. But here, as you can see, it is not the child of paragraph. It is the child of the first div. So you put an out or climb up. But we're calling it out because that makes sense. Makes much more sense. And it's even clear in this example. As you can see here, in this example, block quote is not only outside of the paragraph, but it's also outside of this div. So you go out, out. See that? And you can count the outs by how many endings there are. So that's 1, 2. You want out of this paragraph, and you want the out of this division. So you go out, out. Grouping, I'm not sure what it does exactly. I'm almost positive it does nothing. If someone in the comment section could clarify this, I'd appreciate it. But I think it's more just visually, it's more for the programmer than the program. It just helps you look at it, I think. If you want to review your Emmet code before pressing tab, which is how you activate it, to have your cursor at the end of the code, press tab. You can take a quicker look if you group things, but as I see it now, it doesn't really do anything other than make it neater. So let's just dive right in. Earlier, this is my second recording. Earlier I had this code and it was written incorrectly, so the last 10 minutes is me just looking at it. But here I just picked shorter code so we can just go over it a little quicker. I'm going to add this here. It's control period, by the way. That's how you get this out. So if you look here, it's going to tell you what I'm typing as I'm typing it. So control, you see that? And, oh, sorry. Control. Of course, I meant shift 1. There it is. See this here? This is another Emmet code. You go down here. And voila, right? So you go back and tab. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Nice and quick. So here's a good neat one. This isn't really difficult part, but as you see, there's a link here. So you type link tab, and there you go. It's a short one. Now we're going to go with a much longer one. So H1. Be careful not to enter. Here's very enticing to just press enter, right? So it's an H1, it's right there. Just press enter. But then it does the text editor's shorthand. And it gets you out of, because text editor shorthand, you press enter. Emmet shorthand, you press tab. So just go back. H1. And then underneath that, or a sibling of that, would be an ID of content. So if you haven't used the CSS, when you select an ID in HTML, we use the hashtag. So that's why we use that symbol to symbolize that in Emmet. Here you could actually switch out the sibling for an out. It would do the same thing, but since out does something slightly different, we don't want to get into bad habit. Let's just put a sibling there. And oh yeah, before I forget, div is the default element for Emmet, so you don't have to put that element in while you're typing if it's a div. If it was a span, this is how it would look like, or any other maybe section. If there was an ID inside of a section, but since it's a div, we have to specify, you have to put it. Next, we have a child element, and you can tell it's a child because right here as it ended. You can actually click on this and it'll tell you which ones it's connected to. See that? The blue line indicates this is the ending of this element. So these two would be the children of that div. So this div element doesn't have to be specified, so we're not going to do that. We're going to just put in the ID title, and that span is inside of that div, so we're going to make that into a child as well. Span. That span has an ID of name. See that? And that particular div is a sibling Sibling has the ID of note. And here we have do I have to put it out here? I don't think so. Right? So this span is the child of this one. I think I do have to. Yeah. I do have to. I'm sorry. I do have to. And the reason why I have to is because if I put a plus, it's going to make it a sibling of span, which would keep it inside of the title div. Yeah. Okay. So that's note, and that's another out here. See that? So we're gonna put out here. And script would be script, and then since it has a source right there, src, fingers crossed. But before I do this, let me show you something. If you tab inside of the code, something terrible happens. See that? See how this part here doesn't quite... You have to, at the very end of the code, tab. Even if you do this and then tab, it doesn't do anything. So it's right here, tab, and voila. Okay, that was right. I'm just taking a look at this. Let's see. ID content. Didn't I put that? ID content. Interesting. Oh. Because I put ID content and then I didn't put the child. Oh. I didn't put the child. Yeah, that's right. That's probably what happened. And then tab. There it is. That's what went wrong. Well, you know, these things hardly ever go right the first time, right? Well, that's just a small taste of the speed of Emmet. Like, once you get hang of it, hopefully better than me, I'm sure you'll appreciate it as well. Of course, there's much more code. You can just look it up here. You just press Control F, and just like look for this. How you put image, image size. It's very helpful. I hope this small tutorial on Emmet helped you in any way. Once again, thank you for watching.